Out of all the other masculine stereotypes, Sigma men appear to be the most despised. Why? Well, it's very simple. People dislike things they don't understand. Sigma men are enigmatic people who defy social hierarchies and herd mentality. They are intelligent and independent, but many people mistake them for being haughty or distant, which can make them stand out negatively, particularly in a culture that places a high value on fitting in and following the herd. While Sigma guys don't actively seek out hate or attention, their nature often draws both. Their carelessness for what other people think of them feeds the flames. Here are 12 reasons why they receive so much hate, one of which is that his candor can be brutally harsh at times. It's no secret that a lot of individuals would rather be around people who tell them what they want to hear than what they need to hear. This is especially true when the reality doesn't align with their preferences. When a Sigma man gives feedback or voices an opinion, you can be sure he means what he says. He doesn't mince words or try to make others feel better. He speaks his mind honestly, which some find upsetting but many find admirable. However, this candor can have negative effects. It is understandable why some people despise Sigma men who refuse to play by their rules. However, they are not doing so out of malice or offense. Rather, they are merely attempting to address the fundamental issue, which may offend some. This candor can be a difficult pill to swallow for those who are accustomed to receiving validation and praise from others, particularly those in positions of power. It's also what inspires respect and admiration in others. According to a wise man, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind too. He dares to defy the crowd. It's never easy to defy the crowd, especially when it involves resisting intense pressure. Few people have truly mastered the challenge of having the courage to stand up for what you believe in and follow your own path. But Sigma man has learned how to take charge of his life by fearlessly defying social norms and choosing what matters most. He doesn't need approval from others to feel good about himself, and he frequently finds comfort in solitude rather than in social settings where others expect him to fit in and conform. Many people are jealous of this trait because it goes against what society has taught them to do, which is to follow the crowd and not stir. Many individuals respect those who have the guts to defy social standards, but they are afraid to do it themselves. 3. He hides his emotions. People find it difficult to understand what they cannot see, and since Sigma men don't wear their hearts on their sleeves, others can find it difficult to read them and fully understand where they are coming from. This makes the Sigma man seem aloof and unemotional to those used to more expressive personalities. They despise Sigma men because they represent everything they wish they could be: independent, confident, and true to themselves. Those who know they can't be like him will try to bring him down even though they secretly wish they could live their lives similarly. People tend to associate emotionality with humanity, so displaying emotions is seen as a sign of weakness or a lack of empathy. This makes some people think that Sigma men are cold and emotionless, which can make them disliked or even hated by those who prefer more emotionally expressive people. However, this does not mean that Sigma males are emotionless. Rather, they value privacy and prefer to keep their feelings inside, which can be interpreted by those who don't understand this perspective as being standoffish or untrustworthy. The fourth quality of this type of man is that he never takes anything at face value. He always looks deeper to determine the true meaning and the underlying cause of someone's words or actions. This man is an independent thinker who doesn't just accept what others tell him. Instead, he forms his own opinions based on careful analysis and critical thinking. Have you ever questioned the underlying meaning behind something someone said or did? Well, that's something the Sigma deals with every day. Those who would rather have their authority and opinions accepted without question may view this as a threat. Finding the truth is more important to Sigma men than fitting in or winning over others. They aren't afraid to question the status quo and can often see through masks and hidden agendas, which can make others uncomfortable, especially if they have something to hide or fear being exposed. It's easier for people to hate someone who challenges their beliefs than to admit they might be mistaken or misguided. It is not possible to purchase him with status 5. Depending on your point of view, the idea of status and how it affects our lives can be both fascinating and depressing. To say that everyone has been impacted, either positively or negatively, by the human desire to achieve or maintain a perceived higher ranking position in society would be an understatement. Whether we like to admit it or not, everyone we meet tries a little too hard to flaunt their most recent purchase or accomplishment in an attempt to win the respect and admiration of their peers. The higher up the ladder, the more respect one receives, which is why alpha males will do whatever it takes to be at the top. While not conforming to societal norms and expectations may make them appear haughty or snobbish to others, it is simply another example of their independent thinking and refusal to conform. Sigma men value substance over appearance, and no amount of status or material possessions can buy them respect or loyalty. They are not impressed by flashy cars or designer clothes because they know true value goes beyond material possessions. 6 people think he's arrogant. When someone is calm and self-assured, it's simple for others to misinterpret their self-centered assurance for arrogance. While alphas enjoy being the center of attention and winning people over, Sigma males frequently project a cool, collected manner that might be interpreted as superiority or aloofness by strangers. When someone feels intimidated or doesn't understand something, it's easy for them to label it as arrogance. This is our society's way of dismissing what we don't understand, labeling what we fear, and making excuses to justify our own shortcomings. Sigma men prefer to be in the background, observing and listening. Some see this as a lack of interest or disengagement, but Sigmas are simply more reserved and selective with their words and actions. They choose to speak when they have something meaningful to say and not just to be heard. 7. Challenging to understand. Hard to figure out. When it comes to Sigma guys, it's frequent for people to comment, "I just can't figure him out." They are private and selective about who they let into their inner circle, which adds to the mystery surrounding them. Many women are drawn to their enigmatic nature, which doesn't sit well with alpha males who are making every effort to impress and gain attention from women. They are complex individuals who don't fit into a specific mold, making it difficult for others to decipher their thoughts and actions. This can be challenging for those who want to get close to Sigma men because they are confident in who they are and don't feel the need to justify themselves to others. However, those who are patient enough to peel back the layers will uncover a complex and knowledgeable person with interesting viewpoints and insights. 8 instances of limited collaboration. Certain people just don't get how certain people may be content working alone, whereas alphas like to work in groups and actively seek out partnerships. While they can work well in a team when necessary, Sigma men prefer to work alone because it is simply how they operate most efficiently. They are self-motivated individuals who can complete tasks and projects without external validation or direction. Those who value teamwork and collaboration may view this as uncooperative or unproductive, even though Sigma men can accomplish just as much, if not more, on their own. Solitude allows them to focus their energy and thoughts without distractions, culminating in high-quality work and efficient problem-solving, while collaboration has its advantages. When Sigma guys are by alone, they may push themselves to the limit and really excel at Excel 9 in tolerance for ineptitude. The Sigma man has high standards for himself and has little patience for incompetence. He would prefer to see others trying their best, even if it means making mistakes and learning from them. It is one thing to lack experience, but it is another entirely to be lazy or complacent. No one is perfect, but you can easily see the difference between someone trying and someone not. Nothing irritates the Sigma man more than those who don't use their brain. It's like nails on a chalkboard for him to witness someone. Sure, not everyone wants to put in the extra effort and prefers to coast through life, but that's just not how Sigma men operate. They constantly strive for improvement, even if it means pushing themselves outside of their comfort zone. This intolerance for incompetence can occasionally come across as arrogance or snobbishness, but it's really their frustration at seeing potential wasted. 10. Powerhouse performer, if appropriately motivated. Do you ever wonder why some people seem to achieve seemingly superhuman levels of performance in everything they set out to accomplish? Is there a formula they follow that they keep secret, or are they just fortunate? Although this may seem mysterious to many, self-motivation is the answer for Sigma men. They are not naturally lazy or unmotivated. Instead, they must discover their passion and drive for a given task or goal. Once they do, they can become powerhouse performers. performers, accomplishing amazing feats that may seem impossible to others. However, Sigma men also require the freedom to pursue their goals in their own way. They detest being micromanaged or constrained by pointless rules and procedures. When given autonomy and trust, they can achieve exceptional productivity and success because their motivation comes from within. And once they tap into their inner drive, there is no stopping them. Naturally, some people don't like it when others surpass them, so this may touch on their fears, especially if their attention is focused on the subject. 11. Often misinterpreted, enigmatic, and mysterious. Sigma males are frequently characterized as enigmatic and mysterious because they like to hide from the spotlight and maintain a low profile, which makes them seem elusive to others. They may come across as aloof or detached from others, which can cause misunderstandings, particularly in social settings where social dynamics and hierarchies are at play. However, this misinterpreted nature is not necessarily a bad trait. Rather, it is a result of their preference for privacy and introspection. This air of mystery is not intentional. Rather, it is just part of their nature because they value their independence and privacy. Sigma males enjoy spending time by themselves, reflecting and delving into their ideas. They just prioritize their alum time over casual chat or surface-level social engagements. While many refer to them as antisocial, this is not accurate. This is how they recharge their batteries and clarify their views and aspirations. Despite not being the most gregarious or social people, they nevertheless value friendship and deep connections. 12. Contradictions and contradictions, self-reliance. Self-reliance. How often have you witnessed people being judged for choosing their own path? It's a sad fact that people who don't fit those stereotypes are viewed as troublemakers or black sheep. This is especially true for Sigma men who typically follow their own set of rules and have a natural tendency to challenge authority and conventional norms. Although this can come across as rebellious or non-conformist to others, they just prefer to follow their own path. Although their independent nature can occasionally lead to conflicts with authority figures who don't like seeing people deviate from the norm, Sigma males are not interested in causing disruption. Instead, they just want the freedom to make their own decisions and live their lives. Guided by their values and beliefs, they don't want to bother others or be bothered by them, but that doesn't mean they'll conform just to fit in.